Hi, I'm Merrick Donato,
And I am Matt.
and welcome back to Mindbreakers.
Whoa.
We're looking at a movie from the 70s today,
Oh, yippee.
1971 to be specific.
Oh, like real early 70s. Hell.
The Blood on Satan's Claw,
Just the one claw?
apparently.
Huh.
It's a chill-filled festival of horror. 6.4 out of 10.
Oh, okay, not bad.
In early 18th century England, the children of a village slowly convert into a coven of devil worshippers.
Okay.
Is there anyone I know in this film?
In the 70s, I don't think there'd be anyone I'd know in this film.
Nope. I don't know any of these people.
Well, it hasn't stopped us before.
Anyway, let's watch The Blood on Satan's Claw. You misread this?
Yeah. Yeah, he sent me a list of here's stuff we're gonna watch soon, pick an order. And as I was reading through it, I misread it, and I thought it said The Blood on Santa's Claw. And I went, man, that's fucking funny. And then I reread it, and I went, oh, it's not as funny anymore now. And then I got confused, because I'm like, why would he fucking pick a Santa movie after the holidays? But yeah, then when I reread it, I was like, oh, okay, I guess. But I'm just saying, if anyone wants to make a horror Christmas movie, The Blood on Santa's Claws is probably up there. Free money, take it.
I'm surprised there isn't a Santa. There might be a Santa Claus.
I mean, there's got to be a Santa's Claus or something.
Yeah, there's a few.
Ah, shit.
1996, 2014.
2014?
Yeah.
Good lord.
There's a Yu-Gi-Oh card.
What?
Apparently.
What's it called?
Okay, it's amusingly... There's a Santa Claus, which is a horror movie from 1996.
Yeah.
And then there's Santa Claus from 2014, which is a cat Santa movie.
Oh.
It's like Santa Paws, but cats.
Okay.
Tommy leaves his kittens out for Santa to take back to the North Pole, but after a major allergic reaction, Santa can't deliver presents anymore, so the kittens have to deliver the rest of the presents for all the boys and girls.
What?
I feel I've lost brain cells reading. There's a cat in an elf hat.
What the
It looks like it's photoshopped on.
I mean, yeah, I would imagine.
Okay, Santa Paws makes sense to an extent, because I can imagine a bunch of dogs caring enough to save Christmas.
Yeah.
I can't imagine cats giving a shit.
Okay, I'm glad we went down this fucking rabbit hole, because that shit is hilarious.
Oh, I can only imagine. Oh, I'm seeing a future episode possibly.
This? Or another thing?
Of this.
Oh no.
Well, remember the Jack Frost Blockbuster Confusion special? I can see an even better Blockbuster Confusion special.
You might be onto something. You might be on it. We've cracked the code in this random fucking horror movie we're about to watch.
Anyway, Blood on Satan's Claw. Let's go.
Do it.
When the grave of the devil is disturbed by the plow, the satanic essence of evil wreaks violent and revolting revenge.
But it weren't human, sir. They were fur.
Then it was an animal's remains.
They were more like some fiend.
And the evil grows quickly, attacking first the youth of the village and making them the devil's children.
Look. Oh, God, I prayed I'd never see that again. That's what they call the devil's skin.
Doctor, witchcraft is dead and discredited. Are you bent on reviving forgotten horrors?
How do we know, sir, what is dead?
The blood on Satan's claw. It was like a horrible disease, highly contagious and deadly dangerous.
Spirit of the dark, take thou my blood, my flesh, my skin, and walk. Holy Behemoth, father of my life, speak now, come now, rise now from the forest, from the
The Blood on Satan's Claw stars Patrick Wymark as the judge who tries Satan, and Linda Hayden as Angel Blake, daughter of Satan.
Thou stole my master's skin. Thou shalt pay with thine.
I think thou could be saved.
These dogs know how to tear the devil's heel.
Thou telltale bitch, thou set the dogs on me. Of course I didn't. Art thou ready to give thy skin tonight? Art thou ready?
The Blood on Satan's Claw.
I was led to believe that Christopher Lee was in this movie. Christopher Lee was not in this movie.
He sure wasn't.
That's disappointing, but on the
Always
whole,
is.
it was...
Long.
That was the longest 90 minutes of my life. And like, it wasn't a bad movie. It just was really, really slow.
Yeah, like, the premise is interesting. Like, it's basically cult movie number whatever.
But back when that was, like, new.
Exactly. It is, like, you said it was 71.
Yeah, it was
right?
1971.
Yeah,
So.
like, a lot. Like, it was really early for this kind of stuff. And I'm sure, like, for the time when this came out, this was probably, like, whoa.
Like, we have to realize going into it that these are a lot of cliches that we are tired of, but we're not yet cliches.
Yeah, that's it. Like,
It's like when people complain about, like, Disney's Snow White, the animated one, being like, oh, it's all the princess cliches. Like, yeah, but it's also the start of them.
yeah.
Like, it's the first full
Yeah, exactly.
animated movie.
Yeah, like, it wasn't bad, but this was a lot of, like, nothing's happening until things happen kind of thing. I said it felt like the movie's adding minutes as we were watching it, because good lord.
It's like when you're downloading something, and it's like 3 minutes left, 2 minutes left, 10 minutes left.
Yeah.
It's like, ah! 60% downloaded, 59% downloaded. Hey,
wait,
what?
Wait a
What?
minute.
How?
Yeah, there's like a part where I was like, oh, I was like looking at the clock as we're like, it's how I gauge how much time is left, and we hit like,
We got to a point where they're sacrificing Kathy,
yeah,
and I'm like, oh, so this is and we see the thing, and so, oh, this is the end. No, there's 40 minutes left. Oh, all right.
yeah, because they had to introduce a new character out of nowhere.
So we open with a dude plowing his field.
Yep.
And he unearths an ancient evil. Sounds a lot like Rawhead Rex when you get right down to it. But I will say that despite Rawhead Rex being a much worse movie, it was at least more interesting.
Oh, yeah.
Like, yeah, that movie was terrible, but it was like train wreck can't look away terrible.
Yeah. You get like a little shot of a worm on an eye. It's all
An eyeball and a
spooky.
skeleton, which is kind of weird to me.
He
Like,
tells
the
you-
eyes are the first thing to go, so...
Well, I think that's why, because he goes to the judge who's visiting, I believe. And he says he found a dead corpse, but it wasn't human. Like, it couldn't have been human.
And I was like, okay, cool, you found a dead animal. What's your problem?
Oh, no, sir. Come see. He takes the judge with him.
There's nothing here.
Nothing there. He's like, I gotta leave, dude. Like,
I have stuff to do.
I have stuff to do. Like, I can't be here forever, so...
So, some guy who is related to the judge, I think it's his nephew. She's definitely... The woman is definitely his aunt.
Yeah, it's her aunt. It's his aunt. And he said, he makes a joke saying how his aunt was like, he was originally supposed to be like the husband. Like, I could have been your
family
uncle.
friend, basically.
Exactly.
It's a family friend.
Drinks the night away, doesn't like his girlfriend that he's bringing back to town.
Angel Blake.
Which
is such a fucking fanfic name.
Oh, yeah. Oh, 100%. Angel Blake is so fucking... Like, you know her name's not Angel. Like, she called herself Angel. And then, like, her real name's like Angie or something. They put her in the attic. Because the aunt doesn't like her.
And I guess that makes her into Demon.
Well, I think whatever's in the floorboards is what turned her into Demon.
Because she starts screaming, and then the aunt goes in and starts hitting her. And it's like, she scratched me! And we're like, yeah, you were beating her up! What the fuck did you expect? Yeah. But it's because her hand turned into a demon hand.
Yeah, now the claw, Satan's claw. Mm-hmm. They take her away in the morning.
Yep.
Because they board her up in there at first.
Yeah.
Because it's the only logical conclusion back then.
I do find it amusing. It's they put her in the attic because she's worried because the aunt doesn't want like premarital sex to happen.
Yeah.
And I mean, the possession aside, kind of right to do that because premarital sex was going to happen.
Oh yeah. He literally said, "I'll see you at 11." Like. Yeah, she gets taken away. Mm-hmm. Don't really know what happens to her after that because the cult shit happens soon.
Yeah, and she's the leader of the cult.
Yeah, but I mean, like they took her away somewhere.
At some point, she escapes.
Yeah.
We meet the priest who finds a snake.
Yeah, because he's back in town now. He's holding a snake.
He has a pet bunny.
Yeah. And the guy from the beginning, Mr. Curly Hair, whose name... honestly, I think they said like once.
The judge? Well, he's just the judge.
No, not even the judge, like the fro guy.
Oh, yeah.
The hat that we said,
right, with the really bad wig. Well, because we see him without the hat, we see him put the hat back on. It's like, I would pay $1,000 to see them take the hat off and the hair not come with it.
Very funny, like, wig work in this movie. I mean, I'm not going to make fun of
I mean, like, some of the characters, yeah, of course they have wigs because it's the 1700s. Yeah. To quote Grandpa Simpson, there was a style at the time.
Things are semi-normal. Their kids are fucking roughing around. Three of them, one of them's Kathy, one of them's Max. I think the other one was fucking Angel. They find a claw, like a little finger claw, as they're playing in the dirt. They bring it to church, as you do.
And they start showing it to people in church.
Yeah, they somehow hide it from the priest.
The guy whose girlfriend Angel was, he has a dream where his hand turns into the claw and starts to strangle him.
So he cuts it off.
Yep. Obviously, I made the Evil Dead joke. It got in my hand and it went bad, so I lopped it off the wrist.
Yeah, so obviously demon shit's happening now. Because, like you said, like the dream of the hand, we've seen the hand before.
Yep. But this movie was more folk horror than possession movie than I was expecting.
It not as good, but it kind of reminds like of recent movies. Like, I always call it the Vavitch.
Yes,
but it's kind of like that where it's just like
never seen that.
It's really good.
It reminded me a lot of The Wicker Man.
Yeah, there's a lot of Wicker Man stuff in this.
Midsummer.
Yeah, Midsummer too. It's honestly really surprising how much shit they got in this film in like the 70s.
I'm actually surprised because it's 71. It's on until like later in the 70s, but this is shockingly tame for a 70s horror movie.
Yeah. Like there's not a whole lot of. There's like one disturbing scene with Kathy.
Yeah.
But outside of that, it's like pretty tame. A lot of stuff's off screen. A lot of stuff is all mind stuff like. Playing around with the folks in the village's minds, the demon, the witchcraft gets brought up at some point.
And it's like, we killed witchcraft.
Yeah, we denounced it. Like, shit's not happening anymore. We proved that. And, doesn't stop people from throwing someone in the lake, let me tell you.
Yeah. But, I mean, they were right to.
Yeah, oh yeah.
In this one case.
Yeah.
We have, Mark is killed. in the woodshed.
Yeah, because he gets a little patch of fur on him.
Yeah.
On his
Devil's
side.
skin.
Yeah, his devil's skin. And this is when the cult shit starts kind of happening because all the kids start getting together.
Angel shows up to the priest is really angry at all the kids because they suck.
Yeah.
And Angel shows up at his house and strips naked, which... Wow, I hope the actor was at least 18.
He shoos her away, tells her to get out.
So she lies and says that he tried to rape her.
After killing Mark and burying him in his fucking house, which is rude.
So they arrest him.
They arrest him at the funeral. Well, she tells him at the funeral. They arrest him shortly after.
Based on no evidence.
Based on no evidence.
Except the testimony of someone who you yourself saw go insane.
Yeah. And then, we get, Kathy and her brother are hanging out, and then she's picking flowers for her brother, or other brother.
It's one of the, believing someone who's clearly lying things on the level of anyone believing Jafar without the hypno stick.
Yeah.
It's just, yes, noble Sultan, I think we should, yes, it's a very good idea, Jafar, let's do this. Yes.
Yes. Two Roughhousens kidnap Kathy because she also has a patch of fur on her now.
But they're like, hey, we're going to show you some cool flowers, and so they tie her, but then no flowers.
No flowers.
Tie her up.
Only ropes.
Then they bring her to the cult, and they put a flower crown on her head, which doesn't fit.
No.
And Angel has a kind of horned crown of flower of woven bark, woven sticks.
Kind of in the form of antlers, almost.
It looks a little like... You remember the Yu-Gi-Oh card, Phantom King of the Forest?
Yeah.
It looks a lot like that.
Yeah.
Especially with the claw.
Yeah. And here we get our first peek at the demon, too.
Yep. Bear moth.
Yeah.
It looks pretty cool.
Yeah, it's not too bad.
We don't see all of it, which I think is good, considering the budget a movie like this would be working with.
Yeah.
So they rape her.
Yeah.
And while raping her, they kill her.
Yeah. Stabbing her in the back because that's where the devil skin was, and that's what they're offering to the Satan, I assume.
So he can get all his skin so he can come back, I guess?
Yeah, I guess that's
I don't know. I don't know.
Someone later does say, we offer our limbs so that he may, come back at full. The Kathy is found by her the oldest brother.
And so he brings her to the judge. It's we found she was just murdered. So first they're going to hang the priest. What you killed her with the axe, right?
First they're threatening him, and then killing him with the axe, and then he shows up with Kathy's dead body.
There's another murder. It's fuck, release the priest.
It was Angel. All right, let him go.
Right.
Our bad.
Hey, at least he got there before they hanged him.
Yeah. So Angel and them run off, supposedly, because we don't see that. They just scatter.
Then we
time skip a week.
Time skip a week is hey, witchcraft is a problem again.
Yeah.
Or something worse than witchcraft. So we see this cross draped with cloth on the wall. It's guess it's time to go back to work. He takes it off the wall.
The guy from the beginning whose hand got cut off, he's listen, that village has gone to shit. We need to...
I do find that he offers him a glass of, wine. Yeah. He reaches and then oh, right, and then goes for the left hand.
We get the big, like you said, the big cloth holding secret cool weapon. He's just when I'm out, they put me back in.
And,
you get a girl running in the woods.
Yep. Margaret. She's being chased, and then they pick her up and they throw her in the lake. And the guy from before, the plowman's what the fuck are you doing? Well, if she sinks, then she's not a witch, but if she floats, she's a witch. And if she sinks, then you just killed a woman.
And you get the little whoa, and they all just leave.
Now, you have to do this scientifically. If she weighs the same as a duck, this is hard science.
What else? What else floats on water?
Sticks.
Sticks? Yes.
So witches are made of wood.
It's funny because, the entire time that shit was happening, I was thinking of Amani. What a classic.
I haven't seen that movie in a while.
See, I also have not seen that movie in a while. I should.
One of my favorite John Cleese moments is in that movie. Because John Cleese was an extremely angry man.
Oh, yeah.
They took a long time to get one of the scenes working, and they kept taking because they couldn't get the fog machine to work properly.
Oh, yeah.
And he just yelled at them, "I'm sorry, is the fog funny?" No? Then why are we wasting our fucking time on the fog?
What a guy.
Yeah, he was asked to play Rincewind in the Discworld games. Yeah, he said, "Fuck off. I don't do games."
Fair enough.
But then, of course, he did games. He
Yeah.
did Fable 3.
Oh, true, yeah.
And another one.
Where's the other one?
Can't remember.
Yeah, they save Margaret. He finds out that they have devil skin on her.
Yeah, so they get the doctor to cut it off, and he does. And they're like, "You have to burn that." He's like, "Okay, I'll burn it." Then he puts it in a jar. Margaret, not happy to be cured.
Now, granted, him putting it in a jar ends up kind of saving their ass a
Yes,
little
it
bit.
does.
So good. But yeah, Margaret wakes up and he's like, "Why'd you cut off the skin?" He's like,
I hate you all. Your god sucks. I worship the bear moth. And,
he's just like, "Are you stop with those threats, young missy?" No.
oh,
Oh.
you should join the cult. No,
No.
when we have nothing to talk about.
Throws her on the floor. He's like, "I've had enough of this." And then she runs away.
She runs off. She steps in a bear trap while the dogs are hunting. Because the judge arrives with a mute bald guy with dogs.
Yeah.
And they let the dogs smell the skin, and then the dogs go off hunting the
Yeah,
people.
because they tell the judge, like, "Oh, it's like fucking devil worshippers." And he's like, "That's kind of ridiculous." And he's like, "No, I have the skin to prove it, actually." He's like, "Oh."
What happened to the devil worshiper? Oh, she ran away. Oh, so you again have no fucking proof. Here's proof. Oh, all right, fair enough.
All right, fair enough. Get the dogs. We'll get her. We'll find her. Angel shows up.
It's like, hey, yeah, fuck. The skin's been cut off. You're useless. Fuck you.
Get eaten by the dogs.
Let the dogs eat you, and then
Awkwardly
never
runs up
let
a
a
hill.
sinister person have to run up a hill.
Especially in like a dress. Like, shit's not gonna look funny. Like, this is gonna look funny. They do catch up with her though.
Yeah,
they get her out. of
they
the bear
interrogate her, and they're like, hey, so Angel just abandoned you. Hey, Angel fully meant us to kill you.
trap. Yeah,
So Margaret's like, well, fuck it, they're there. They all meet here.
we meet in secret places that are kept secret.
What's his name? The judge has a cane sword,
Yeah,
which he doesn't use. He just threatens someone with
yeah,
it. It's a rapier blade, specifically.
yeah.
And then the plowman finds out he has a whole leg full of devil's skin.
And so he tries to lock himself in the room. They still get him anyway.
Mm-hmm.
I presume, because it just cuts to him at the fucking... Like, you hear the banging on the house, presuming that's them coming to get him.
Yeah.
But they just cut to the fucking occult shit, and I'm like, oh, they got him, I guess.
Wow, they're not showing every second of something for once. Thank you.
Thank God.
Thank Bearmoth.
Because we do get the angry mob.
Yep.
They're ready to fucking go do their thing.
Led by the
Led
judge.
by the judge. They all huddle around.
It's a beast. It's got fangs, razor sharp ones. Massive paws, bloody claws for the feed.
Yeah, they're all watching this occult shit happen.
Yep.
Then Bearman,
Bearmoth, yeah.
Bear Moth shows
Bear
up.
Grylls.
Bear Grylls shows up.
Never get a good look at him, which I think is a good thing.
Yeah,
He's a lot more Pan than Satan, I think, in his
Yeah,
look.
yeah. Just as their funny man's about to cut off his leg to make him whole, we get the secret
Because they
weapon.
talk about they saw him hobbling one-legged.
Yeah.
So clearly this is just put that leg on and he's good to go.
That's it, yeah. They do their little ritual
The
dance.
judge shows up,
Judge shows up.
and then he gets the drape thing. We find out it's a massive fucking Zweihander.
Big ass.
And then he goes to charge them, and then the movie freeze frames, and I was so fucking angry for a second. It's like, oh, fuck you! But no, it just goes into slow-mo, him
Yeah.
fighting everybody. They try to fight him, but he has a big sword, then he stabs Bearmoth, and then lifts him over his head. A fucking Dark Souls kill this thing.
Throws him on the fire.
And then the movie's over.
And his leg's fine.
Yep.
Because the funny man has been killed.
And then that's Blood on Satan's Claw.
Yeah, it ends.
That was fine.
It's fine.
It had elements that I'd like to see them try this again. As like a Solomon Kane type of thing.
Yeah.
Like where the judge used to be a witch hunter, like a Solomon Kane type character. But he's retired, and like It's very much of its time, like, because this is a 70s British movie.
Yeah.
It's going to be slow, but it didn't really work to its benefit as much as some.
No, like there were definitely some moments where it felt like it was going on too long.
Yeah.
But when like the cool shit happens, like it's fine. It's like
Fine.
I respect it for 71 and it doing this shit.
Though, if I'm going to watch a British cult movie like that, I'm going to watch The Wicker Man.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Like, it's just better.
Yeah, but I think it is pretty interesting, like, just in terms of, like...
It needed someone.
Yeah.
Like, it needed a Peter Cushing or a
exactly.
Christopher Lee or a... my mind's going to, like, older British actors, but they'd all be younger British actors when this came out.
Yeah.
Because the judge kind of looks like Anthony Hopkins.
Yeah.
But Anthony Hopkins was young back then. The plow guy kind of looks like Malcolm McDowell. No, he also kind of looks like Malcolm McDowell, who was like, this is pre-Clockwork Orange. He was young, too.
Yeah, I mean, you could definitely watch this one.
It needed some big actor.
Yeah,
it needed someone.
It needed someone, even if it was just like a well-known British actor, like for them. Like, I'm sure it would have done a little bit.
Like an Edward Woodward.
Yeah.
Or something.
But I think it is, especially if
Oliver
you're like,
Reed.
Into newer stuff, like newer horrors that do like folklore or like just like folk time setting. I think it's interesting to see how some stuff from this movie.
Yeah, it's worth a look. It's definitely worth a look.
Like you could definitely see some stuff carry over into later movies. Like you could definitely be like, oh, like Midsummer for one. Like you could look at that and see like some stuff of that in here. It's really interesting, but it is fine. Like I think it was like a 6 on IMDb.
Yeah, 6 point something.
I say that's about right.
Yeah, I no complaints.
Yeah, no complaint. Just a little long.
Don't know if I'd watch it again.
Oh God, no. But yeah, it's fine.
I must find that one that I thought this was that had Christopher Lee.
Yeah,
that I gotta find.
Yeah, it was fine. It was just fine.
Yeah, it was
not too much.
It was what it was.
Yeah, it was what it was.
We've seen worse.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, thanks for watching. I've been Merrick D'Amato.
Matt.
And we'll see you next time.
We'll see you next time.